Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for having a look. If it's your first time viewing one of my videos, thanks very much. And sorry about the barking dog. Today's video, we're continuing on with that M1A1 or M1A2 Abrams build for the 1990 Persian Gulf War. And we're going to start weathering down the tanks. So I've dry brushed the other ones with a heavy khaki brush to give them that real dirty look. And we're going to start doing that to this tank. So the colour I'm using is khaki, and I'll just squeeze some of that out onto the palette. A fairly big blob, and I'll get one of the brushes I use, which is just a normal craft shop brush, not a hobby brush or a fancy one, just a cheap one, and I'll use that for dry brushing. So I'll just get a little bit of paint onto the brush, and then I'll just start working that across. You sort of see it there across the tank, just a little bit over these orange spots. Just trying to dull down that real that sand look on it. Just and this is heavy because I'm going for that real dirty look. I want the tanks to look quite dirty and used. So we're going for that heavy dry brush. We'll touch up those machine guns after with a bit of paint. But yeah, I'm just trying to get a real heavy dry brush coat on them. So a real scratchy, dirty look. And if we have a look at one of the other ones here that's dry, you can see that sort of real rusty, dirty, grubby look. So once I've got that on there, I'll just rinse out that brush because we're finished with it. Then after that, I'll bring in a different tank, and I want to paint the ammunition boxes on the machine guns. And for that, we're going to use Russian uniform. So once again, just a little bit on the palette. Don't need very much, and I'll change to a #1 brush, and with that little bit of paint, I've just got it up here in the palette. Let's pick up that green, and then I just want to apply a little bit of paint onto the ammunition boxes. Some tanks have almost no colour on them, so I'm just trying to lift the model by giving it a little bit of colour. So we've got that on there, and you can see that dry brushing sort of grubby look I've gone for. Now I'll go across all 4 tanks and do that. So I've done the others. So I'll put that one back in the lineup. I'll give that brush a quick rinse in some water just to clean it out. And then next we're going to go put some highlights on these lines because we have done a pretty heavy dry brush across them. So for that, we're going to use a scent colour deep brown. So just pick any of those areas I want to highlight a bit. And I think on these vehicles we'll put a little bit of storage on them too, just a bit of storage on the back of the turret. So we had some left over from the Vietnam build we did. I think it might be a good opportunity to get some of that colour on there. So anywhere you think, just a little bit. Just adds to that in the field you sort of look. If any blobs like that, don't worry about it. It will dry, it'll be fine. So I'll go around and do that across all the tanks and give them, and this one hasn't had any, so we'll just do a bit again, so a little bit around the turret. A little bit on that back deck. And it's not as heavy as the BTR wash, but go around and do that across all the vehicles. And then once we've done that, we'll change over to clear purple, and we'll use this for the vision ports. So I'll just put a little drop on the tray there. So I only need a tiny bit. And for this, I'll change to a 5-0. And this again is just trying to add a little bit of colour to the model, just to bring it to life a little bit. And some you might not be able to get to, so there's one under here behind the machine gun. Just try and get a little bit on there. And if you can't clearly see the vision ports, I'll just try and put a little bit on there. Some here. So you can see there where I've done them, and I just find that adds a little bit of detail to the tank. So I'll go around and do that, and that'll be it for this video. And next with the tanks, I'll go along and get them all to that sort of standard of painting. And you can see there the heavy dry brush that we've done, and we'll just put a little bit of colour over that just to take some of that darkness away, but we want that dirty look. And we'll do crew commanders and crew next, and we're just about finished. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.